can't see anything, so just tell me when to begin.
Okay. Easy.
You want to do a test?
Okay. Ready?
Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Go ahead. You can start.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends of Chris. Welcome to Kigali. On this, it's a pretty solemn occasion as we're saying our last goodbyes to our dear friend Chris. I've had a discussion with all the people here, and we've decided that we're going to try and keep this as upbeat as possible. As I think Chris would like this to be more of a celebration of his life than a sad occasion. So I'd like to be the first to talk about Chris. I can only say that having known Chris over the last 7, 8 years, when he came into my life, I was very grateful because he was a wonderful human being. He had great integrity, humanity, a fantastic sense of humor. He was unbelievable to sit and have a conversation with, as he was pretty worldly on most topics, especially Arsenal. I can tell you that. A big, huge Arsenal fan, and we had some great moments because I'm a Man U fan, and that didn't go over very well with Chris. But we appreciated each other's love for our own teams. Chris was a very special person, and he touched a lot of people's lives here, and I'm sure everywhere he went, he was real. He was absolute. There was nothing about Chris that was not genuine. He was an absolute. When you met Chris and when you talked with Chris and when you were with Chris, that was Chris. He was genuine. He never ever. He was a man of great integrity, and he will be greatly missed. There's nothing else I can say, but God rest his soul. What a wonderful man. Thank you. What we're going to do now is we have some individuals here that are going to give a little testimony, each person regarding Chris.
Thank you, Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Martin Mienzi, for those who don't know my name, but yeah, those are my names. Here as a guide, as a driver, as family, Chris, we have been together for the past 10 years, probably. Talking about Chris as a testimony, I would say that Chris, when I was joining the guiding, those are times he had already established here. I think he was the first tour company in Rwanda to employ me permanently on a monthly basis. I had a great time working with Chris for a good number of 4 years. He coached me, he treated me as a parent. We had very good moments. As a coach, he could understand me very well, what I don't know, and he could always be there for me in the coaching. I think it wasn't easy for him, but he managed all his best because of his great sense of humor. He could understand me very well. He was a detailed type of person. I remember one of the good times we had as I was working as a guide. He was always cross-checking. Not many people do this cross-checking I've worked with. When I'm going to drive a car, he's cross-checking. When we are at the airport going to receive guests, he's cross-checking. When we are leaving, he's cross-checking. He's there. When I'm field, he's making phone calls. And of course, when I finish the trip, he was always there to have a review, to hear from guests, encouraging me. On occasions, it was great time. Reading some of the reviews from guests, he was sharing with me when the guests are appreciating the trips we had, the long trips or short trips. Chris would call me and say, Martin, come here and listen or read what the guests have wrote about you and the trip. We would have fun. Many of the reviews from guests were very, very good. A few of them were not so good, but it was all fun. It was all good time with sharing it with Chris. And being that he's a coach, he was always guiding me on some small things which were not going well. I felt home working with J.K. Safaris. I felt treated human working with Chris again. Always there. Somebody, you send a text message. I haven't seen many people. You send a text message, some people don't reply. But Chris, you send a text message, he's like on phone all the time. You make a phone call, he's replying. Celebrating at this time is not easy, but I know he's there, and of course God wanted us to celebrate. This time, as we see what is going on in the world, the whole world is struggling with this epidemic. Maybe we grieve for the epidemic which is going on, but not grieving for Chris as he wanted. But personally, it's hard for me, sincerely speaking, because I worked with Chris and I've been with Chris. When he got really sick, I kept on believing that Chris is going to be fine. when he went to Nairobi after leaving Rwanda, that's around the April, if I'm not mistaken, around there, May. I kept on believing that Chris is going to be well, because Nairobi is well known for the good doctors, good hospitals. Unfortunately, it never worked. Things kept on moving in taking his life. Again, we got the news that Chris is going to be evacuated to Sweden, back home. I kept on believing that Chris is going to be fine. After a few days arriving in Sweden, that's when we got the news, the sad news that Chris's life is gone. It's very tragic to us, being here as a guide in the industry, tourism industry of Rwanda. I don't know how tourism industry in Rwanda is going to be without Chris. But as a Christian, I keep believing that maybe his soul will keep coming to us and help us to perform as we struggle getting out of this coronavirus epidemic and the consequences. I know, I've heard about his family who have struggled very much to see that Chris's life keeps on. They are there, they have done all their best as a family. We are so sorry Chris is gone. We are here trying to celebrate, which is not easy for us. But as per now, personally, I would say that I don't know how life is going to be with us in the industry during this time without Chris. But as I said, I'm repeating it, that his soul, his good sense of humor, is going to appear or come to us, and we keep on moving. It keeps us strong, kept on encouraging us, encouraging me personally, also full of words of encouragement. I'm sure that his soul will keep on this. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Anybody who is ready to give a testimony? The colleague, Paul, you see here, the colleague. For those who don't know Paul, he has been a very, very good friend. Like he said in his speech, he has been a very good friend to Chris. Many people in Kigali know him as Mr. Chips. It was business. So these are all colleagues.
Anybody want to get up and say a few words and say goodbye to Chris?
I wish, but it's hard for me.
Sorry?
I mean, I wish, but it's hard for me to talk right now.
Oh, you can.
Hello, my name is Jimmy.
Sorry for interpretation. Interfering. We are. Time is coming to 2, where we are connecting with the people in Sweden. something. Yes. Ntabwo twakoze agenda ariko saa munani nibwo bariya tukonekita n'abari ariko ubu ni ubuhamya bw'abandi. So by 2 p.m. we are connecting with the various ceremony as well.
Yeah, my name is Jimmy Bilima. I've been working with JK for the past it's 9 years as a freelance. Chris and I were, it's going to be hard for me like another, but we were more than that. We would discuss about everything, not only the trips. People he was giving me to take care of him, his name, the name of his business, and the people themselves that he was attracting to Rwanda. So I took a couple of trips for JK, and before that we had a lot that we were discussing about. Susan was most of the time there, so she knows how sometimes we were going off the main topic, which is business. What I liked with Chris is that he was real. We say real is whether he's happy or not happy, he was real. So he would not fake anything to make you happy or to show you that he's upset. He was just being real. He was being Chris. So we knew every time we knew when we're coming to see Chris, you really have to. We knew who you're going to deal with. So for me, I always had something to laugh about and something to be serious about. So it's someone that I learned a lot from, and I somehow got even much closer when we were discussing about different things that were sensitive. I was kind of shocked to hear that he got sick. I didn't know. So I met some people who were coming to see him at the hospital. But of course it was tough for us because it was during this pandemic, COVID-19, and we were not able to go see him at the hospital. But I kept asking to get to know how he's doing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to communicate with him before. Yeah, but I had a lot now because of the whole time he spent suffering, sick. Gave me time to think and remember of his goodness and everything that he had shared with me and other people that we all got. Yeah, so Chris was, I have a few words. He was telling, every time he was giving me a guest, he would tell them, this is Jimmy, is going to be your father figure. Is that the term he was using? Yeah. Father figure is the person who's going to, whatever he tells you, do it, whatever. So he was giving me like big responsibility to take care of his people, but also telling them that they should follow any advice that I'm going to give. That was a huge kind of trust, and he was telling. He also had other ways of, every time he comes in, he's like, let's go have a cup of coffee. Of course, I'm not a fan of football, soccer, but he had his Arsenal team with him everywhere he was going and everything. So he had something to refer to. I think he was the first person in Rwanda to paint his whole vehicle Arsenal, to brand it Arsenal. I've never seen that in Rwanda before. I think he was the first and last, because think the person who bought that car painted it, or I'm not sure. I don't know, there's a lot to say, but I'm not going to take too much time. But say that he was real. I just liked the real part of it. Whether happy or not happy, he was just the same Chris that you're going to deal with if you know that you're going to see him, to share with him whether a cup of coffee or drink, or professionally or not professional. Oh, another thing that I learned while I'm Rwandan, English is the last language I learned, among others. So the first time I met Chris, I said, I think it was back in 2009, 10 and 7, I said, hey Mr. JK, I called him Mr. JK, I was working for another company. And I said, hi Mr. JK, how are you doing today? He was like, I'm doing better than you, how are you today? And then that was something new to me, and I kind of felt somehow upset. I said, why would you just tell me that you're better than me? How sure are you that you're better than me? You know? So, but then I didn't know that it was, you know, so I was new in English, I didn't understand that term and when it's used, but he used to tell people that he's better than them, which is one of the, you know, those words that I remember from him, but then I started learning from that to get to know more. And I really, personally, I was touched by him going, I had a lot that I would have loved to share with him or talk with him, the way he contributed to my growth in this industry, progress and everything. He played a big role to my coming up to where I am today. So we say, may his soul rest in peace, and be telling his family to stay strong and to know that he did some good stuff here in Rwanda, and I'm sure elsewhere in Africa as well. He did some good things and made friends and made people happy. And yeah, we're here with his family and his friends. To say goodbye to Chris. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Amon. I think my colleagues have spoken much about peace. I don't want to talk much. But I would just say, at times life is not fair. Chris, the little time I've met him, I learned some things from him. Chris was a person who was generous. Chris, whenever he would just say something, Chris would do it the way he just talked about it. It was so sad before COVID. We last had a drink together at the usual spot. Maybe Mr. Chips knows Cabana.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where we had the last shot, and we had some business to go together. So as time went on, never heard from him. Then I had to call Susan. Susan is the one who told me that Chris is in a critical condition in Nairobi. Then the last information I had was that Chris is no longer breathing. So Chris, rest in peace. And as my colleagues who are in the same industry, I guess we've learned a lot of things from Chris. He has left the legacy of which we are all going to follow. So all together, we just send a message to his family. We are all behind them with prayers and everything. That's all I can say. Rest in peace. Please.
Thank you. My name is Joe Toiside. If I'm going to talk about Chris, it may not be easy to me because I lost a teacher. I met Chris in 2006 when he was just new here, wanted to set up, and he came. I went there, the fellow just came from school, and I wanted to join tourism, and I met him. Chris, he told me, yeah, if you like it, did you study about it? I said, no, but I really love it. He said, okay, Joe, if you have that passion, you can do it. And I remember I asked him, so tell me, to be a permanent and a freelancer, what can I do, Chris? He said, no. You can be a permanent freelancer, you can be a freelancer to every company, and you can learn more. Because the way I do it here, it's not the same that private do it or another company do it. So you keep learning because you have that passion job. I lost a teacher. I'm sure that the time I joined the tourism, if I could not meet him, could not be who I am today. Could not even love tourism, because Chris was a tourism person who was really passionate about it. He really want to teach you, to learn. He could see that you agree, and he changed you because of his character. He did a lot of things to me and to everybody. I think some of the guys that worked with Chris, we learned a lot. And also what we learned from Chris, we teach others. That's why today we have also the other generations, guides and tour operators, because Chris was one of the first man that was really introducing Rwanda to be a part of tourism and conservation. He came here when we don't know him. We don't know anything. Most of the guides, we just know that, we didn't know that even the gorillas, it's a big market, or Rwanda is really beautiful. But he teaches us, because he came here, he did almost 20 days moving around Rwanda. He showed us the pictures and said, your country is very beautiful. We also encourages us to love our country. And one of the informations that we have, we get it from him. And we've been born here, we've grown up here, but we didn't know anything about tourism or anything. But he came as a teacher. For my side, I lost a good teacher. And also in the tourism, we lost also a person that was one of the founders of tourism in Rwanda. I can't say more much because my heart is really broken, but Chris, rest in peace. May God be with you, and God may really make your family comfortable. We are together. Thank you. can see, ladies and gentlemen, if you see me right here, standing in front of you, you can see me, I'm holding is a piece of paper with me. It's a testimony from my sister, Susan Mutesi. Susan Mutesi, she's the one who I would say that she had had much time with Chris, right at work, what you can call full time. We have been with Chris, as I said it in my testimony, but we have been on the field much of the time. I would say that my sister Susan, she's the one who have been close to Chris right here. So she asked me to read her testimony. It's too hard for her. I've even just asked her to stand with me here, but she said it's okay, she will stay seated. Maybe the camera will go to catch her where she's seated. So I'm going to read as I start from Susan J.K. Safaris. It was a beautiful, shiny day back in 2007 when I met with this special soul in his office at KBC, Kigali Business Center in Kigali. He was very welcome and so happy that what I thought was a job interview to be a friendly chat between us three with his office manager. I was granted a job there and then started working with J.K. Safaris. He started a very easy and smooth work communication in the office, in that it felt like I was home. This was never while the guides team and driver was in the field most of the time. Chris taught me how to do my daily work and how to love what I do. The truth is, when I came to work with J.K. Safaris, all I needed was to get. I remember being called by one of the drivers in the parking yard one Saturday morning when we were going to have a briefing with the guides going with the Swedish big group on the safari, saying that Chris is stuck in the car and cannot move because he is up except his side. I moved to talk to him, only to see that he was not drunk, but had a serious problem. He said only one word, sugar, which came out very difficult. That is when he was okay and back on his feet. I asked him if he could go to the hospital, which he refused, and he insisted to go to the office and finish the briefing. We did all, and the guides left on the safari. He told me everything, how he had taken his medication and rushed to meet clients without taking breakfast, yet he was to eat something after the medicine. He confessed. When he was approaching the office building, and that he could hear the guy saying he's drunk, but none had approached him to check. I remember him say, never believe anything, never believe everything you are told until proved correct. He was so hardworking in that he could forget himself and be proved by how the company had only 2 people to do all the office work, while other companies in the same industry have more than that. It's because he was not a boss, but working as well and doing all the job himself. He's a kind person who never wanted to be addressed as a boss. Have enough words to exactly explain who Chris was. Such a kind human being, so outgoing to everyone. The dogs that he left behind. Chris was like a father to all of us when it came to giving advices, and more of a brother. This had become a habit in JK Safaris, in that we would even remind him about it when he seemed to be less busy, which he enjoyed so very much and was always looking forward for that. Whenever he was mad with the N of us, we just gave time for the 2 of them without any of us knowing, and have a serious talk and sort issues out. What a great sense of humor he had. We'll miss you. As everyone else, we were all affected by this COVID-19 thing. When it came to Chris, he was so stressed by the way things had turned out. He was not used to keep inside the house doing nothing. Now, having even all borders and airport closed, he knew now. He started worrying about the whole situation. Little did he know he was being affected by the stress. This made his sugar levels shot up, and he ended up in the hospital unconscious with very high sugar levels, in that even and was okay and ready to be discharged. He went home but kept visiting for checking up every 2 days, which he did very well. He did this for 2 weeks, and instead of getting better, he got weaker. So he was to be driven to hospital for like 3 times before he got. He was rushed to hospital. He had fallen unconscious again. When we arrived, that's when we were told he had gotten a bed sore on his back, and is the one that had become affected, causing the fever. They started working on him. That was on 29th May 2020. He stayed in HDU in King Faisal Hospital from that time for 2 weeks, and he started getting better. He could recognize people. He started eating fruits and light meals, and we all knew he was getting well. After 3 operations done on him, that was a great recovery. Then all of a sudden, at 3 a.m., things changed, and he started breathing problem. Then he was rushed to the ICU for more attention and treatment. He stayed in the ICU until when it was decided he was to be evacuated to Nairobi for further and better treatment. On 24th of July 2020, he was evacuated by the flying doctors to Nairobi Hospital in the ICU again. He was there and had all the attention he could have until the 19th of September 2020. When he was evacuated back to Sweden, because treatment in Nairobi had gone out of control in being too expensive, we arrived in hospital in Sweden, and his family was able to see him before he passed on the 29th September. It was 8 p.m. His life here on earth was a gift to many, especially those that were around him on a day-to-day. I personally was so lucky and blessed to have Chris and his family in my life. The few that I met, his mom, his sister Rebecca, and her daughter, those managed to visit him here in Kigali, and I had a chance to meet with them. They are really his family, because the way Chris was is exactly the way they are. They are so friendly and outgoing. I was so blessed to meet his mom and sister. I proudly now call them my family. I used to see how Chris loved his mom, and I was, oh my God, this is too much. I tell you, there was no day that would pass by without talking about his mom. He could say, Mom loves this, Mom helped me cook this, Mom advised me on that, Mom helped me with this, etc., etc. You know, he was so proud of her, and you would see that happiness in his eyes whenever he spoke about her. He had even planted a tree for her in the yard outside of the office. When it came to his sister Rebecca, these two were too close, you can't believe. All childhood memories protected on her. Ha. One time he had forgotten about her birthday, and he was now, she will kill me for sure. But he was so surprised when I came in the morning, and he said all went well. I gave her a call, sang for her, and we were good. She never got mad. You know, we are too close with my sister. She can't get mad at me. And when you visited, I saw how much you meant to him. This is a lot to keep. This is a lot I keep, or the memories flowing now like water. But for sure, if you ask me, I'm not yet convinced you are gone, Chris. So that's not true. I just feel you are just on your normal trips to Nairobi and that you will be coming back. There are things that we have learned from you, Chris. Thank you. This was your common word that was all the time on your lips. Teamwork. It was a favor, yet it was part of my job. Sorry. This, in most cases, came in action than words. I did not know when I saw you off at the airport. That was my last sight of you. You left me with that memory. We will deeply, dearly miss you around as Chris, our brother and role nitwa Marite, asanze igikorwa cyacu cyo guherekeza umuvandimwe Chris twagitangiye n'ubuhamya bw'abantu bakoranye nawe, ibyo twumvaga uburyo bw'ikoranabuhanga badufasha kwishyira ku mbuga nkoranyambaga no kubyakira hariya mureba. Ibyo rero abahageze yenda byatangiye ibyo uko byagenze. Turimo kumusezeraho igikorwa uko bamaze kumbwira kigiye kiratangira mu minota 40 iwabo muri Suwede. Tukaba dutegereje ko ikoranabuhanga ritwemereye twakurikirana uwo muhanga, ariko amasaha kubera ko tudafite iminota kandi mugiye muza muri benshi, twongeye kubashimira, babasaba ko ushoboye kugira ubuhamya atanga cyangwa se avuga hano ntacyo bitwaye. Twakoresheje ababanje twabakoresheje Icyongereza imitima yacu, ariko wumva wanirekura muri ubwo buhamya bwawe ukavuga n'ibyiza ni ko mwabanye na Chris, yaba ari nk'akantu gasekeje cyangwa se gashimishije, umuhango byaba bifite injyana kuri iki gikorwa yawe yatugiriye inama. Murakoze.
ndavuga nanjye ariko mfite na message ya Belize, Chief Tourism Officer wa RDB. Chris ntabwo nabura icyo muvugaho nkanjye ubwanjye, n'igihe tumaranye muri industry tumazemo imyaka 21. Chris yaje ansangamo ndibaza rero turaziranye. Uburwayi busa nkaho ari bwo bwamuhitanye nabumenyeye mu kazi. Yagize bwize ansanze mu kazi, aho kubera ko nanjye nari mfite uburwayi bw'igihe kirekire w'uburwayi bwe bitamenya ikibazo afite. Yaravuye we icyo gihe kazi hariya muri orthopedic tukihari hari observation. Nahise menya ikibazo yaba afite, niba yaba atari cyo ariko nibura reka nkoresha uburyo njya nkoresha ku murwayi wanjye, njya kumuzanira koka ndayimuha, nta minota nk'ibiri yashize mbona abaye muzima. Mpita menya ko ntabwo yambwiye ikibazo afite, ko ntabwo yari akibasha kuvuga. Yaje yicara mu ntebe gato birangira tubona atagishobora kuvuga. Muhaye rero iyo koka abasha kuvuga, ambwira ko afite diabetes. Namubwira nanjye mfite umurwayi ubirwaye, rero ntabwo byatinze yahise agarura imbaraga. Chris rero yari umugabo mwiza, yari umugabo ukunda akazi ke, yari umugabo ukunda tourisme. Namumenye agira ibigurupe binini cyane byitwaga za Exodus Beach kuko, ariko uko igihe cyagiye kigenda abantu bagiye bagabanuka. Nta byinshi navuga nkanjye usibye kumwifuriza kuruhukira mu mahoro. Aka message ka Belize, Chief Tourism Officer RDB, kari mu Cyongereza. Belize CTO, Chief Tourism Officer, you. It is with great sadness that we learned of Mr. Kristofer passing. On behalf of Rwanda Development Board, we would like to extend our heartfelt condolences to his family and loved ones. Mr. Zakriston was a strong member of the tourism fraternity here in Rwanda, and we will always remember his industriousness in contributing to the growth of the tourism sector. We pray for your comfort, especially during these very sorrowful times. Belize Kaiser, Chief Tourism Officer. Thank you. His soul rests in eternal peace.
Kristofer abavandimwe, mesaje yanjye ivuga Chris, ariko nkuvuga mu Gifaransa n'ibihangano kugira ngo umuvandimwe wacu kandi n'inshuti ya Chris abashobore kumva uburyo Chris ari umuntu mwiza, kuko biranezeza kumva umuntu ukunda kandi n'abandi bashobora kumukunda. Je m'appelle Véronique. Il n'y a pas très longtemps que j'ai eu contact avec Chris. Mais le premier contact que j'ai eu avec lui était vraiment un témoignage. Ça veut dire que le regard que Chris a sur la photo ici présente, c'est vraiment lui. Donc, quand on s'est rencontrés, c'était pour une affaire, mais on a dû se revoir plusieurs fois. Ça veut dire que quand je l'ai vu une deuxième fois, Chris, on était familiers, comme si on était des gens qui se connaissaient depuis longtemps. Pour moi, je le trouvais un homme gentil, un contact facile et qu'on peut aimer facilement. Parce que sa bonté, il respire vraiment la bonté. C'est l'image qu'il m'a laissée et je garde vraiment un grand souvenir, de bons souvenirs de lui. Mais d'autres choses que j'ai pu apprécier, c'est comment il vivait avec Mutesi. Donc, ce que je raconte ici, c'est ce que j'ai pu observer moi-même. Donc, les liens que Chris avait avec Mutesi, ce n'est ni lien d'employé ou de... Moi, j'ai qualifié ça comme Mutesi était comme sa sœur. Tellement le contact était facile. Et c'est surtout ça qui m'a attiré combien Christ était si doux, si gentil, si aimant, qu'à côté de lui, on se sent vraiment à l'aise. J'ai vraiment estimé cette relation. Je ne vois pas comment qualifier, mais tout simplement, on dirait que Moutessi était sa sœur. Et que tout se passait, la relation se passait comme si c'était vraiment un mot de passe. Un clin d'œil signifiait quelque chose, un regard signifiait quelque chose. Et cette relation, j'ai vraiment apprécié. Si j'ai pu être très sensible à cette relation, c'est que moi aussi, je sentais beaucoup d'humanité, d'humanisme chez Christ, que quiconque qu'il rencontrait, il était gentil avec lui. En tout cas, il est regrettable qu'il part, mais nous n'avons pas le choix. Nous sommes tous appelés à vivre ici pour un petit moment, parce que chez nous, ce n'est pas sur la terre, chez nous, c'est au-delà de la terre. Et la vie au-delà de la terre, on est récompensé pour ce qu'on a fait de bien. Heureusement pour moi, je n'ai eu aucune occasion de voir Christ en des moments moins gentils. Et c'est heureux pour moi. Je vais refléter un petit exemple pour vous dire combien il était gentil et agréable de vivre avec lui. Un jour que je suis passée ici à la maison, je l'ai trouvé malade. Eh bien, moi, dans ma nature, j'ai senti que je pouvais, si j'étais dans mes possibilités, je pouvais lui préparer un bouillon à base de poulet. Je choisissais ce bouillon à base de poulet parce qu'il est léger et il est léger et agréable pour les malades. Alors si j'ai eu ce sentiment, c'est que je sentais que si je offrais ce bouillon, Christ dans sa gentillesse, il aurait accepté. Bon, je ne l'ai pas préparé parce que j'ai eu ce sentiment, mais je ne l'ai pas préparé tout de suite, parce qu'il faudrait le prévenir que je lui préparerai ce bouillon. Et je l'aurais préparé ici à la maison. Mais cette occasion, je ne l'ai pas eue. Mais je vous donne cet exemple pour pouvoir refléter, même avec le peu de temps que je venais de passer avec lui, mais c'est pour refléter combien il était accessible. Il était accessible, il était gentil, il était bon, que chez lui, il n'y a pas de barrière. Alors je lui souhaite vraiment de se reposer un peu et que le Seigneur puisse récompenser toutes ces bonnes actions. Je vous remercie.
Good afternoon, colleagues and friends of the late Chris. My name is Juma Ngali from a company called HLB Limited. We've worked with the late Chris for many years, I think 8 or 9 years. And we were working him, assisting him to prepare his accounts and do his taxes. So we've known him for all those years, working with him and Susan on a monthly basis. So we are all sad, as all of you are. So it's on that connection that we are here to condole together in this day, because we know also we shall all go through this way, each person with his own way. But we knew Chris to be a good man, a good friend to us, and a good customer to us. We shall miss him, and we pray to God that may his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
ndabaramukije mu izina rya Yesu Kristo umwami n'umucunguzi wacu. Njye ntabwo munzi kandi sinkorana namwe, ariko umwana wacu akorana nawe. Twamenye Chris kera cyane, ari umwana na bashiki be na mama we na papa we barabaye muri Tanzania. Hanyuma igihe kiragera barataha. Twabanye neza n'ababyeyi be, hanyuma igihe kigeze araza kumusura muri 2026. Yari ise yari umupasiteri, natwe twari abapasiteri muri Tanzania. Twabanye neza cyane. Baje kumusura badutumaho, turabakira, tuza no kwa Chris. Hano mbere yaho ntabwo twari tuzi Chris kwa binahangaha, ariko twahise tumumenya. Chris atubera umwana mwiza, tubera umuryango nkuko bariya bari umuryango wacu. Umuryango wa Kristofer wari umuryango wacu kabisa. Hanyuma rero iby'uburwayi bisanzwe, abantu bose bararwara. Aho tumenye ko arwaye biturutse kuri Tumaini bakoranaga, ukuri twagiye ku masengesho, turasenga cyane. Hanyuma birakomera, bikomeye, bahitamo kumujyana Nairobi. Ibyo twarabimenye, niko twakomeje gusenga. Ariko burya hari igihe umuntu agera aho ngaho akumva agahinda. Narasenze ndavuga nti Mana, uyu umwana wawe ni wamurema, ariko aho bigeze icyampa ngo haboneke inzira zishobora kuba zamugeza kuri nyina, kuko se yarapfuye mu gihe cyashize. Ariko nibura nyina ntazabikirwe n'amahungu, nk'umubyeyi we n'uwo wese arabyumva. Ndavuga nti nyina ntazabikirwe n'amahungu, icyampa ngo hazaboneke inzira. Nyuma yaho nibwo twaje kumenya ko bashiki be baje bakamujyana. Narasenze, narashimye, naravuze ngo Mana ugira neza, urakoze. Iby'ubuzima ni wowe ubizi, ariko icyo nagusabye Mana, icyo twagusabye uragikoze. Ahasigaye uzamenya ibyawe, uzabikora. Ukora mbere rero tugezeho yuko yavuye mu mubiri. Twarababaye cyane, twarababaye kuko bariya ni umuryango wacu. buriya abantu niyo bakajya batekereza ngo kanaka ngo nuko duturanye ngo nuko tuva indi imwe ngo nuko dufite imiryango imwe. Hari abantu tubana nabo baturutse mu yandi mahanga tukabana nabo nk'umuryango. Ndabashimiye rero bavandimwe, ndabashimiye abana bacu, ndabashimiye ikintu mwakoze n'ikintu gikomeye. Jewe ntabwo nari buze hano yenda kuko nakorana namwe ariko nari mvuye kwa muganga. Niri kwa muganga ahubwo numvaga ko natumaye natari buhagere kubera jewe. Ariko rushimye Imana kuko niyo yabiteguye kugira ngo nanjye ngera. Ndabashimiye rero mukomeze uwo muco, uwo mutima wo gutabara. Ndabizi ko mwamutabaye byatugeragaho, je n'umuzehe wanje byatugeragaho. Twarabashimiye, twarabasengeye, twarabasabiye kugira ngo Imana ibafashe kugira ngo muzasoze ikimana icyo yari yabafashije kugira ngo mugikore. Imana ibahe umugisha kandi mwihangane. Kandi nkaba nihanganishije n'umuryango wa Sakrisoni, mama we n'abashiki be. Imana ibahe kwihangana, n'abandi bavandimwe bari muri Sweden twabanye barababaye nabo, umuryango wa Birigita n'abana be. Byari byo byose nabo bafite agahinda nk'ako dufite kuko musaba abantu bose twarabana. Imana ibahe umugisha, murakoze cyane. Ngira ngo se nababwira amazina yanjye. Umukecuru wabwaje nitwa Epifania, niryo zina ryanjye Kalisa. Umufasha wanjye yari Bishop ariko ubu ngubu bari mu kiruhuko cy'izabukuru. Ubundi nitwa Mama Eri, niryo rizwi. Murakoze cyane.
Murakoze mama. Murakoze mama. N'abandi bose bashoboye gutanga ubuhamya. Iminota irasatira iyo batubwiye usigaranye iminota 15. We are remaining with 15 minutes to read the time we are promised to get linked to the ceremony. We want to clarify again that as we say goodbye to Chris, it's part of even celebrating his life. That's why we see some of his legacy or some of the things he loved. We talked about Arsenal. Someone who, I think my colleague Jimmy mentioned how his car, the first person in Rwanda to paint his car, the whole car Arsenal. That's why you see even the Arsenal shirts. We have even the medals down there. Some are in Spanish, many of them are in Spanish. But yeah, we put all this here to celebrate his life. Ibyo nagerageza kuvuga mu Cyongereza turabisubiramo. Urabona hariya ifoto y'umuvandimwe, harimo n'ariya amashati ya Arsenal bashobora kubisoma. Ni umuntu wakunze Arsenal cyane, yari umufana wa Arsenal cyane. Nta kintu yagombaga gukora Arsenal bukine, akenshi wabonaga aribyo iri ku mutima we cyane. Yafashe n'imodoka ye ntoya, aribyo nasobanuraga, ayisiga amarangi ya Arsenal ku buryo hari naho yavuze ati atubera ko His Excellency the President akunda Arsenal. Ati umunsi umwe ndategereje ko perezida azahagarara akansuhuza, bizashimisha. N'iyi nzu yegereye cyane no kwa His Excellency, ngira ngo iyo modoka y'igihari nawe akayituramo imyaka myinshi cyangwa se igihe kinini, ko perezida akunze guca hano yenda yari kumubona. ariko siko byagenze. So uko mureba ibyo bintu biri hariya iwacu mu Rwanda cyangwa se mu Kinyarwanda, umuco nyarwanda ntabwo bimenyerewe, ariko abavandimwe be n'abari kure baradusabye ati ibi bintu mubikore muri ubu buryo. So ntabwo abantu twisegura tubasobanurira. Undi muntu ufite turakoresha inota nk'itanu ubuhamya nawe yabuze nta kibazo. We are waiting for someone else who can come for a testimony for a few minutes.
Ndakoresha Ikinyarwanda niriwe neza. Amazina yanjye nitwa Joseph Habimana, mpagaze hano abenshi ntabwo banzi, ariko mpagaze hano kubera Samu. Hano mu izina rya Samu ni umuntu wandeze, yarambwiye ati ifasha, nari mfite akazi nagombaga kujya i Musanze, arambwira ati ariko ihangane mfashe uze kuhambera.
Joseph?
Yes?
Okay, his name is Joseph, and he's here representing Samuel Twizel. Samuel Twizel is our colleague who is not here. He's right now in Belgium. So he just mentioned that he's a representative of Samuel Twizel as our colleague field guide, American prisoner.
Nitwa Uwashimana Yimita, navuga ko ndi umwana w'urugo. Nari nabanaga na Kristofer, twabanaga mu nzu, ariko ni umukozi we. Twatangiranye twabanye guhera 2006 ukwezi kwa gatandatu, ariko tariki sinibuka. Icyo nshaka kuvuga, umutima kimuntu we, ubunyamahoro bwe yageraga muri we. Mu by'ukuri igihe namaranye nawe ntabwo yaza kubuti mba namaranye nawe igihe kinini bitewe no kutavuga ururimi rumwe, ariko yarangwaje, yarazaga akambwira ati morning, nkakeka kuba tutabonanye ashuje, arangwaza kugeraho yafataga akanjyana ku wundi mubiri njye nakoreraga, ku bakoragamo, akababwira ati umbwirire mata, muri iyi minsi simpari, ariko ninza tuzabona nayihangane, ndamukoresha nabi, ukagira ngo ni jyewe wamuhaye akazi. Arandwaza ajya hasi arabaza ati hangane, tutubashije kuvugana, ariko nzakuzanira uwo muvugana. Anzanira umudamu, arambwira ati nizere ko azakubera umwana mwiza, ukaba umwana mwiza, ariko ujye uba muvugana. Mama witwa Natasha, turabana igihe cy'umwaka ahari, araza aramunyereka nkunyereka umuvandimwe, anyereka nk'umuntu ugomba kumfasha koko. Turabana igihe kiragera, aza kumbwira ati rero agiye kugenda, ari gusobanurire, njye nta kintu mbona nabivugaho, ntubabare, ariko uzabona undi. Natasha arambwira ati ngiye kugenda, wihangane, ngiye kukuzana undi. Ese umwana mwiza? Ati nta kibazo, banzanira Suzana. Turabana, arandwaza Kristofer, tutabana bane, uretse 2 batatu nabo bashoje kwiga ku nkunga y'ibere, kuko naramubwiraga n'abana babirukanye, akanguriza amafaranga adahamwe n'umushahara, nkazishyura ntoraguza karangiza kongera kampande cyangwa kampande n'ayandi atararangira. Abana banzi kwiga sinashigaje babiri n'inzo mfubya mfite ariko nabivuga, ariko mu by'ukuri arandwaje nsaba no kujya kwiga ndiga, ariko bwaje aho bwacu bigenda bincanga, ariko akambaza ntabwo uramenya Icyongereza, ndagerageza urajya kwiga, imibare yabaye nkeya byarananiye, jyayo nzayishyura, nkajyayo. Mu by'ukuri yarasigaye ambaza ikintu uzanajya muri konji tugasigarana, nkamenya ngo ngiye kuri banki, ngiye kugura amazi, ngiye gushaka gaze, kugeraho nawe umwakaga amafaranga ngati ndashaka urupapuro ndarwiga, mwandikira amafuti, yabona aho bakabisoma akahita aca mu murongo akanyereka uburyo nagombaga kwandika, arangwaza pe. Turabana igihe cyari gisije ashobundi, urabona ibi byose nabishyira kuri korona. Abarafashwe tugerageza uko tubaje, nta kintu twaje kumuha, ariko tumuba hafi. Umunsi wa nyuma wo kugenda kugira ngo ncuruze uburyo umwete, umunsi wo kugenda uzanambwira ati ufite umutwe woroshye cyangwa ukomeye, ntabwo nzi icyo bitatunguye. Tugenda tujya Faisal, Mr. Paul niwe twasigaranye, nubwo atumva ibyo vuga, ariko yahuye n'intambara ikomeye, kandi yamfashe abona ko nabo banganye, banashwana n'abaganga, gushwana n'iki, afatanya na najya tusibatire nzanaha icambaza ameza ate, zanakambwira kirambwira atageze, bashite baje bagiye kumujyana, Imana ishimwe nagera imbere ya mama, niba nuko ariko ari imbere ya mama we yonyine, Imana yaba ikoze. Mu by'ukuri mwumva agahinda, hano ikibazo twagize abantu babiri, iyo umwe aza akabikira undi ni ikintu gikomeye. Nari ndahamwe zanabimenya nijoro, nanga ngo kubimbwira ati sinabibwira ari mu nzu wenyine. Mu gitondo saa 11 n'igice yarangize ati bite ngiza baramutse temesa, ndashaka ngaburira ni cyane, ati byukuze kaza twicara, ati umusaza byarangiye. Twarebanye nk'izica turatumbirana, ndamubwira ibyo uvuga nibyo cyane, tindi turasigaye twirira tubicucanga, turarebana turangana ku maso ko yandi, dukomeza ubuzima, turakomeza turirwaza kugeza ubu. Icyo nasaba yari umunyamahoro, Imana imwakire mu mahoro, imuhe uruhuko ridashira, ni ukuri. Kandi tusabiye ababyeyi be n'abavandimwe be kwihangana nk'uko natwe twihanganye, kandi nshimiye baje kudufata mu mugongo, kuko nitwe bana yari asize mu rugo rwe. Imana ibahe umugisha.
Thank you, Emerita. It's coming to 3, whereby if all goes well, we will be connected to the link which we are given. Mbamasaha asatira saa 9 ko twabibwiwe n'ikoranabuhanga, bagiye kongera kureba niba n'abaduhuza n'abari ku muhango hirya wo gushyingura. Reka dutegereze twihangane.
Heart come free. Beyond that far horizon where you
Du vill säga något? mångas minnesbilder av honom. Så bland vemod, glada minnen, och inte minst tacksamhet som ger flytkraft när sorgen liksom vill dra oss neråt. Det finns inga ord som räcker. Jag kommer att bära med mig så många tills vi ses igen. Jag tror att det där är en bra sammanfattning. Det var drabbades Kristofer av en sjukdom, en kronisk sjukdom, som normalt numera är hanterbar. Men i dessa dagar lever vi i skuggan av den pandemi som går över världen och vad den i rädda i karantän bakom lyckta dörrar. Och hälsar oss med sin frid. Precis som man gjorde den där gången med lärjungarna. Den första påsken och som våra evangelier berättar om. Och som är grunden för tro, hopp och liv i överflöd. Vårt liv här på jorden omgärdas av två portar. Genom födelsens port går vi in i tiden och genom dödens port går vi ut ur tiden. Födelse och död bildar par, inte liv och död. Livet har ingen motsats. Livet är evigt. Så vill vi tro. Jag såg Kristofers dödsannons och där står de här orden. Det är något bortom bergen. vår Herre, så får vi tillsammans stå upp, så ska vi välsigna Kristofer till gravens vila. Du gav honom livet. Ta emot honom i din frid. Och ge honom för Jesu Kristi skull en glädjerik uppståndelse. Och ingen sorg och ingen klagan. Och ingen smärta ska finnas mer. Ty det som en gång var är borta. Så ska vi